Hello, how's it going? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a movie review for you guys. So for this review, I'll be reviewing Spider-Man 2, which is directed by Sam Raimi, and this is the second one with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. And at this point, this is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie, and I'm sure I can speak for many fans of Spider-Man on that. I know a lot of people say that this is the best Spider-Man movie ever made, and I definitely agree on that. This movie came out in the year 2004, and it's just an instant classic. It definitely is. I think it's a step up from the first one. Now, the first one is great, don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic movie, but you know what? They managed to surpass it with this movie for sure. I think the story is better, has a more intriguing villain, I guess. One of those villains that you actually have sympathy for a little bit. Because, of course, the villain is Doc Ock. During his little experiment, he loses his wife. And, you do feel for him on that. And, he wants to complete his project, to fulfill his dream. And you do feel sorry for him. You do. And, you really couldn't say that for a lot of villains, not just in Spider-Man, but in many superhero films. Now, yes, there are some exceptions here and there, but this is one of those villains where, you don't necessarily want anything bad to happen to, but, at the end of the day, you want Spider-Man to be the hero, to be the winner of this story. You want him to save the day, of course. So Doc Ock, definitely an interesting villain, very good choice for this movie. And the actor who plays Doc Ock, Alfred Molina, or whatever his name is, I might have said that incorrectly, but you know who I'm talking about. Very good choice cast for Doc Ock. And in this movie, you also feel for Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man as well, because, he's trying to balance all these lives, and you can see that he just simply can't. He wants to tell Mary Jane, played by Kirsten Dunst, of course, that he is Spider-Man. He's rehearsed it and everything. And, you could tell he has a hard time. And, balancing all his lives and, how he keeps missing Mary Jane's play, her performance. Now, that's one of the things that I do find kind of weird. Like, why is she so bent out of shape that Peter Parker is too busy to go to her play? I mean, the guy, he had like 2 jobs, and he was in college, or, he lost one of his jobs, his pizza delivering job. So, I mean, you think she'd be a little more understanding towards him, in regards to missing her play and such. But you know how it is, And, of course, she's suspicious still of who Spider-Man truly is. And it's, of course, revealed at the end that she sees that he is Spider-Man. And, prior to that point, he's losing his powers for some reason. Because I think because he's probably broken inside, he's feeling depressed and everything. And, he ends up falling every time he swings and, tries to climb a wall, So you definitely feel for Spider-Man there, too. I mean, it's just a really good story, on how everything plays out and how he regains his powers after giving up for a short bit, And the fight scenes, they're pretty cool as well. Now, there's actually something about the fight scenes that someone has pointed out that has actually made a very good point. Like, why hasn't Doc Ock been knocked out, like, after one punch? Because he's not in any costume or anything like that. He's technically just like an ordinary guy. I mean, technically he should be just as vulnerable as, like, the regular robbers, in this universe. Like just the standard bad guys. I don't know. That's something that is kind of confusing. But it's really not a big deal whatsoever, Of course, Doc Ock is a supervillain, I mean, obviously he wouldn't be a supervillain without his mechanical arms. And of course, we can't forget about the train scene when Spider-Man and Doc Ock are fighting on the train. One of the most notable scenes in a Spider-Man film ever. That scene is really fun to watch. And yeah, I really do enjoy the action in this movie for sure. Doesn't feel rushed or anything. This is also not only when Mary Jane finds out who Spider-Man is, but Harry Osborn also does as well, played by James Franco. And he eventually finds all of his dad's equipment at the end, you know, after destroying the mirror, and finds his evil lair, basically, and finds the glider and the goblin mask. And, you know, you can definitely tell that they're setting up something there, you know, because obviously in the next movie, Harry Osborn becomes the next goblin. And, yeah, but obviously not as well done as they probably would have liked, but whatever, that's besides the point. A lot of enjoyable moments. I mean, they play this movie all the time on TV. I mean, I think that this is maybe the movie that they play the most on TV, and for understandable reasons. Like I said, this is probably the best Spider-Man movie, so there really is no excuse to not see this movie at this point. Definitely check it out if you call yourself a Spider-Man fan or a fan of superheroes. You gotta check out this movie. You just have to. I mean, definitely a great one. I mean, obviously, I'd say check out the first one first and then this movie. So, yeah, but this movie, I do think it's a step up. So if I were to give this movie a score, I would honestly give it maybe a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, I might even go with a 10 out of 10. I think the movie is that great. I mean, this is one of the best superhero films of all time. Some people might even say it's the best, but I really can't argue with that. I really can't. An excellent movie, a must check out for sure. So that's my review for Spider-Man 2, directed by Sam Raimi. So let me know what you guys think. Have you seen this movie? Do you like this movie? Which I don't know how you can't like this movie, you know? At this point, it just seems blasphemous to not like this movie. But either way, let me know what you guys think of Spider-Man 2. So on that note, thanks for watching and have a good one.